Hi, I'm Jordan here. Welcome to Art of the Prop. Today we're going to take a look at blueprints from 1993's Jurassic Park. Now, blueprints, in my opinion, are highly overlooked and hardly ever seen in the film industry. Unless filming on locations that are permanent, the sets are built, the production is filmed, and then the sets are sadly torn down. In Jurassic Park's case, several exterior sets were built in Hawaii, while the interior of those sets were constructed on sound stages back on the mainland. Now today I have one original blueprint. Now blueprints are tricky. Blueprints are usually copies of an architect's design. So if you were to have an authentic blueprint from Jurassic Park from 1992 when production began, it most likely is a scan, a copy, a photocopy of the original sketch done by the artist. Today I have one of those original copies from 1992, and I also have several duplicates that were recently discovered. Now, I've heard several stories. The two main stories is someone discovered a set of blueprints in Hawaii, and the other story I've heard is someone whose relative was working on the films. They were able to find these blueprints like in their closet or something, and that allowed access to the general public to see these blueprints for the first time since 1992 when production began in Wrapped with Jurassic Park. First up is my favorite blueprint coming from the recent blueprints that were found. Now again, this is a copy, a recent copy from those original blueprints. This is showing the elevation of the exterior of the visitor center set built in Hawaii. And the information panel in the lower right of this blueprint details the production designer Rick Carter and the art directors Jim T. Garden and John Bell. Now, John Bell, in a conversation I had with him, he notified me that Jim was actually responsible for the exterior sets in Hawaii. Now, this set design, along with most of the ones that I have, were drawn by Lauren Polizzi. Lauren is now a successful art director whose most recent films include Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Star Trek Into Darkness. Next up is the Visitor Center main plan, 30 by 52. This shows us one of the best overviews of the rotunda dining room and kitchen. Here we can see the fossils on display of the T-Rex and the secondary dinosaur that it's attacking, as well as the staircase. Then we move on into the cafeteria behind the mural, as well as the outdoor patio seating area. And here we have the gift shop that we briefly see when Lex and Tim run from the kitchen. And a partial view of the kitchen. Next is the control room and lab, measuring at 30 by 42. This one is interesting because it allows us to see several things that we really don't get a sense for within the movie, such as the moving theater that, in my opinion, would be centered within the left rotunda of the visitor center. One image that I have to support this is the image we see flashed on Nedry's computer as Lex is trying to lock the door from the Velociraptor. We can see an extension of the visitor center in the back left. Now this area is large enough for the control room and the lab and the back staircase that juts out. Now I'm sure some of you are saying, Jordan, these are film set plans. They are plans of interior sets, and they are never meant to be a coherent blueprint for a physical structure being built. But it's a fun treasure hunt once you have the production blueprints and schematics and trying to match them up to their physical representations that we see on film. With this particular blueprint, I believe this is the only occurrence of an actual production schematic matching an image we see on screen, such as the security system we see here. The designers more than likely used the blueprint to create this 3D graphic. I'd also like to thank the blueprints we see in the emergency bunker with Hammond and Malcolm are original production blueprints for the film. Other interesting points on this blueprint show Nedry's desk here, Arnold's desk, and the location of other computer systems throughout the room. We also see the hallway and the staircase leading up to the catwalk that is behind the embryo storage in the lab. Here is the Raptor pin elevation measuring at 30 by 42. This building is a lot less complicated than the visitor center blueprints. Here we have a completed whole structure rather than just a facade. It's interesting to note that we see a ramp leading down into the pit of the pin. Now in the film, we see the trees move as the raptors feed on the cow that's lowered down into the pit. But it's odd because the blueprint shows a 7-foot hole dropping down from the main ground level. I haven't done enough research on this scene, but I'm assuming that if this pit was built, that it facilitated some type of machinery or something to move the trees when the velociraptor attacked the cow. If you guys know the answer to this, please leave a comment below. And finally, we have an original production used blueprint used by artist Douglas Henderson to create the visitor center mural. You'll see notes to Doug, scale 3/4 of an inch equals 1 foot, as well as Doug's famous cutouts that he uses to produce his artwork. You can see that he's getting a sense for the size and scale of the mural needed to be shown in the film. This schematic is actually 2 pieces taped together, with the right side being a mirror reverse of the left side to achieve one complete scene. There are so many blueprints that I don't have time to show you today. I tried to focus on the more prominent structures seen in the first film, and we may showcase those later on down the road. Now, next month's episode will revolve around the collectibles and prop replicas from the Jurassic Park universe. This will be our last episode on Jurassic Park for a while, and we will transition on to a new and exciting world that I cannot wait to show you. If you guys liked what you saw, please feel free to like this video, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I have amazing stuff that's coming up that I can't wait to show you guys. Thank you all for the amazing support, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.